Hello, everybody. We should be live. So for those of you start to trickle in, we are on the Retro Gaming Now, SMP, and we are finally going to fight the Ender Dragon. We have not been able to go to the end yet. I wanted to save it for a special event. And as you can see, we've got a bunch of people online. Whole bunch of people. And we are going to go and complete the game. That's the last thing you got to do in the game. So I don't know how to get there. So if someone wants to go, we can start going. I will start following Thief, and we will get moving. You know, I have a feeling that this fight is going to be pretty easy, just because we've got so many people. But I think it's worth doing it all together, because it's a monumental thing to do on the server is fight the Ender Dragon. Because then the end's open, then you can get shulker boxes, and Ender Pearl. The Ender Pearl market's going to crash very soon. I'll let them go through first before I come in. Hello, T-Shape. How you doing? So, ooh, this is nice. I haven't been here in a while. They've really made this look a lot better. Yeah, I don't know. The Nether's kind of funny because it's like some of it is really, really well put together, and some of it is kind of a mess still. Very dangerous. So I know roughly where the stronghold is going to be, and I was there last night to put a sign telling people not to go in. And then about 2 minutes before the stream started, I saw that somebody got the achievement, the end question mark. So that was a little bit interesting. Hey, C. Brian. Hey, Power Miners. Good to see both of you. And T-Shape. Can't remember if I mentioned you. Thank you for the follow, Power Miner. I saw you followed. Ooh, we got another one. And Sevener DE has followed. Thank you very much, Sevener. It's always great to have new followers. All right, so for those of you who are just joining us, what we're doing is we are heading to the stronghold because we're going to fight the Ender Dragon. And Thief says ignore this portal. So I am. We're going to have to go off the beaten path a little bit. I think some people are already at the stronghold and they're going to wait for us there. Excuse me, which is okay. Oh. See, this is what I'm talking about. This Nether is so dangerous. All right. As people in chat are saying, we are putting an awful lot of trust in Thief to actually be sending us to the right place. We could be walking right into a trap. We'll see. But nope, we are in the stronghold. So I'm going to sleep here and set my respawn point. Do not enter until the live stream. Break that sign because guess what? It's the live stream. All right, ready? I'll ask in chat. And once people are ready, well, looks like we're going. Leroy Jenkins. All right, so we've kind of spawned on a dangerous platform. We need someone to... I guess that's what we're going to do. We're just going to jump off. So, I have some equipment with me, some stuff to be prepared. I don't have a whole lot of stuff. The things most notably that I'm missing are slow-falling potions. So I'm going to have to be extremely careful not to accidentally die. You need a mint. What is that? Oh, are they getting the dragon's breath, I guess? Alright, so here we go. Let's get started. Looks like we have about 5 people here. Arcanine Ocean, good to see you. Dackerty, it's going to be a real fight. Are there so many of you? Yeah, it really is. I don't think this is going to be too hard. But I am glad that we're going to get the opportunity to do this. I'm not sure if I can make it through there. Let's see, which ones are still open? I'm trying to look. That one there. Let's see if I can get that one. Alright, I totally was too low. Oh, that's pretty close. Aim that down. Oh, that's still too low. Oh, man, I thought that one had it. Ah, whatever. Let's see. Or maybe I did explode. I heard the explosion. Alright, so Yeah, this is going to be a fast fight, I think. So, we still have... What else do we have? I'm just looking around. Honestly, when I typically do it in an Ender Dragon fight, I usually climb up. T-Shape asked, why don't I ever sprint? It's to conserve food. It's that simple. Because food is like... If you sprint, your food goes by so much more quickly. It's kind of absurd, actually, how much of a difference it makes. So that's really what it boils down to. Oh, and so for those of you who didn't hear, we're going to be doing something kind of interesting with the egg. Once this Ender Dragon drops the egg, I thought, well, what do I want to do with the egg? There's a lot of interesting things we could do. And I decided what I want to do is have an Easter egg hunt. So basically, the egg is going to be something that I'm going to hide somewhere in the world. And then people can go around and try and find it. So it's like this item that gets passed around. And it's going to be immune to griefing. So basically, if you can find where somebody's put the egg, you could take the egg. But yeah, as expected, as Lee is saying in the chat, this is very short. We're going to be done in probably just a couple more minutes. Can you guys not finish it off until we get to the end, please? I don't know. It depends how far away you are. Because this dragon is almost dead. Arcanine says, sad because I only play Minecraft Bedrock. Yeah, that is unfortunate. Right now, we just don't have the player base to fight, or to have two different servers. But yeah, that's it. There we go. That is the end of the end. It was a little bit anticlimactic, but hey, it was a group effort, a great achievement, and we're going to get a lot of experience. Yeah, and Remy says he wishes he was there, but he's nowhere near your PC. Yeah, sorry about that, but let's see. Well, Scorpio, we were all going to meet at spawn at that time, so it's a little weird. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be responding in chat, but where did the egg go? Did it go through the portal? I mean, sorry, but I said we were fighting it at noon, or whatever time it was. So, let's see. Thief has the egg. And, yeah, with that, these nether gateways are gonna, or excuse me, in gateways are gonna open. Honestly, though, if you missed this fight, you didn't miss much. It was pretty simple. The question is, do I want to... Let's see if I can do this. Nope. That was a total waste. I guess I'm going to have to do this the hard way. Am I going to get an elytra? I am going to do some exploration. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can find one. Will I actually be able to find one? That's anybody's guess. Because... I mean, yeah, there's going to be a lot of people looking. So, really, that's kind of what I'm going to be doing next, is doing some end exploration and just spend some time looking around. Now, it kind of makes sense to go in a different direction than other people are going, but it also kind of makes sense to move with people, just sort of to make it more of a camaraderie type thing. I don't know. Let's see. I should probably put this on just in case. Can I make this throw? Maybe. Yeah, put totem in the offhand. Yes, great idea. And I should have done that earlier. Yeah, honestly, I feel like we were probably a little bit over-prepared. But I think that was sort of going to happen regardless. Whoop. Okay, so, yeah, so now we're in the end, and the end is, like, I don't know, I have kind of mixed feelings on it. I think it's kind of cool, in some respects because it's like very barren, but at the same time, it's just so barren, right? That's kind of the problem with it, is there's nothing going on. And so people have always sort of talked about, okay, well, do we want to have an end update? Do we want to have like them redoing the end in order to make it more interesting? And I kind of have mixed feelings on that. I feel like that's something that would really make the gameplay side of it more interesting. But I don't know, at the same time, it's like the fact that there's not a lot of stuff, I think, is kind of cool. So I need to see what direction I'm going. Mostly south, I guess. I am not confident on my Ender Pearl throwing skills. Let's see. Although really the end is the place to be doing that because there's kind of any... Arcanine Ocean gives me a heart. Thank you so much for that heart. I appreciate it. But yeah, it's sort of like, well, now it's just gonna be a lot of trekking, solo trekking, and sort of seeing where we can go. I will say, as an Enderman, it's pretty nice to be in the end because I spend so long in the overworld, but, you know, I'm actually an Enderman, right? Enderman in a suit. It's what I've always have been for as long as I can remember. Okay, so south or east. I'm probably going to go south and east. Oh, did somebody die? All right, so yeah, that's another thing. I should say this is I didn't preload any chunks in the end. So it's possible that we're going to see some lag. Excuse me. As this end begins to load. So hopefully that's not going to be too much of an issue, but that's just something, if you happen to be playing and you're watching this stream, that could be an issue, potentially. Arcanine says, your skin is an Enderman in a suit too. I really like it. I like it too. I mean, it's just... Endermen are just such cool mobs. Like, just look at them. You know, they're totally different from everything else we see in Minecraft. They're so weird, you know? I mean, we know that they're based on Slenderman, obviously. And that's where the name comes from, but I don't know, just the fact that they're this bizarre and this weird and they show up in the overworld, I really like that. It really makes it interesting. Husky Gamer, how are you doing? I'm doing pretty well. The Ender Dragon fight was like 30 seconds long, so if you missed that, what we're doing now is we're just going to be exploring the end, and hey, maybe we can pick up an Elytra. Now, those of you who are watching this may come as a shock to you, but I have never used an Elytra in survival. So I've like messed around with it in creative, but I haven't actually done what I'm doing now, which is exploring and finding an Elytra. So that's kind of an interesting thing. Yeah, and here's the reason. The reason is I've only defeated the dragon once. Like, in most of my worlds, like, I just don't get around to it. I just keep... I don't know, I just keep on waiting. And I just sort of forget about it. Okay, I'm not sure where to go here. I guess I could loop around to the side. Looks like I've lost Nether Queen, so it's going to be just me for the time being. Get Feather Falling 4 on your boots. Yes, that does seem like a good idea. And what I also need is a consistent source of TNT, right? Because it's... Not TNT, gunpowder. Because you use gunpowder to make what's it called? Why am I blanking? Fireworks, right? You should have way more viewers. Well, I appreciate it. It'll come at some point. You know, right now, I'm more just streaming for fun. I mean, I think YouTube is really my primary gig, and live streaming is kind of a fun thing to do on the side. So, honestly, I don't care about having more viewers. It's like, if you want to watch, great. And I am very thankful for all of you who are here. But yeah, it's not about getting as many viewers as possible. It's just about having fun. especially on this server. So if there's any of you who are watching and you don't know, this is the Retro Gaming Now survival multiplayer server, and it's a whitelisted server. So people on my Discord can play on this server, and it's like a whitelist. We have an application, and applications are actually open right now. So if you want, you can apply. Go on the Discord, discord.gg/retrogamingnow, and you can apply to play on this survival multiplayer server. So I recommend that if that's something at all you're interested in, because this has been a really fun experience. How do we join the Discord? Yeah, it's discord.gg/retrogamingnow. And someone could put the link in the description. It's also on my Twitch page, my About page. There's a link to it. So click on that. Yeah, so the big thing with this server is I've said this before, but it's a trust-based server. So the server is not, there's no claim protections or anything like that. It's all trust-based. So we all agree to this set of rules saying that, hey, we're not going to grief each other. We're not going to kill each other without permission, that type of a thing. And it ends up being a really great situation, because it's kind of like playing on a server with your friends, but with more people than that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can basically just trust each other that we all want to have fun, and we all want to like coexist peacefully. So it's been a really, really good thing. I wasn't totally sure if this model was going to work. It's kind of like the Hermitcraft model. Sort of, it's like you do what you want, but you respect each other. And it ended up working out really well. I think we have a really great server. So this Ender Dragon event was sort of supposed to mark the end of like the first season or first part of the server. And then we will start accepting some new people and increasing the player base a little bit. And I'm planning on doing some more fun stuff, like having more events, like more interesting things we can do. Because right now it's just totally survival, but I think it would be fun to have some like mini games or stuff, or like, you know, like I was thinking like a combat tournament, like people have built these arenas and stuff like that. I think there's a lot of interesting things you could do. What type of fire core would you craft? Flight duration 1 or 3? I don't know the difference between those two. Because, like I said, I don't know much about elytras. So hopefully we're going to find an elytra so I can get some experience with it a little bit. But it's always possible that's not going to happen. So yeah, the end is just so barren. It's just so empty. And I like the aesthetic of it. I like that it's empty. I really do. But it's just, I don't know. From a gameplay perspective, it's not so fun always to be walking on these empty, barren rocks for a long time. Kind of unsurprisingly, Mushroom is the first one to get an elytra. I think that's what that is. Yep. Mushroom seems to have a knack for resource management, resource gathering. That's what I'll say. And some other people are finding in cities and stuff like that. And so another thing, so a lot of things we're going to see here are going to be limited resources, right? So the elytra is going to be, there's only going to be so many of them. So that's sort of what I was saying. Well, if we need to, I can do events. Like if it turns out that there's just not enough elytras, then that's where you could do like the type of event, the type of mini game where you can basically win an elytra type of a thing. Now it's a little bit dangerous doing that, because then it kind of devalues the elytra a little bit. But something like the elytra is, I would say, a pretty fundamental part of the game, because it totally changes how you move. And so I want there to be at least some opportunity for everybody to get an elytra. So I've been thinking about that a little bit in terms of how am I going to do that exactly. Do I think the inn needs an update? I would like an end update. Does it need an update? I don't know. Kind of what I was talking about earlier. I think it kind of works as it is now. It's just the gameplay isn't so good. Or like, I mean, it's not that it's bad. Like, I like the in-cities and stuff. It's just there's a lot of like nothingness between the in-cities. So it's kind of it's a mixed bag for me. I think from a lore perspective, I like how it looks now. I like sort of how barren it is, and it sort of gives off the sense of these Endermen. They don't have a lot of resources to work with. They're very isolated, and they're just very limited in what they're capable of doing. And I like that part of it. I think I like that story lore element of it. But, you know, the counter to that, as I've been saying, is when you're actually playing the game, it's not so fun necessarily, not so interesting. So, why don't I sprint? It's all about food. It's that simple. But I do sprint sometimes. Imagine you're a dragon and you suddenly see 10 people appear out of nowhere and obliterate you. Well, we don't have to imagine because that dragon experienced that. C. Brian says, I'm wondering how did the Enderman ancient builders built the in platforms on the void? In platforms on void. The in platforms, do you mean like the portal or like the obsidian platform? If we continue the theory in the gameplay, ancient builders would. Yeah, I'm not quite following what you're saying. Now, in terms of the end portal, we don't know for sure. That's kind of the truth there is we have no way to build bedrock natively. So how do they do that? We don't really know. The small islands like the one that I'm on, I don't think that they built these. I think that this is just the natural terrain of the end. So I think that they're living on these like asteroid type things. I don't know what they are, but I don't think that these islands are constructed by them. Did the ancient builders make the elytra, or was it the Enderman? The elytra, from a lore perspective, is incredibly tricky to figure out. And this is one that I've actually thought about a lot because, you know, elytra obviously has this real life English meaning, and it's these shells that are on like a beetle. So a beetle's wings, on top of the wings are these shells. So it's a hard outer casing. And if you look at the elytra, it actually looks like that. You can see. But the thing is, that doesn't match anything that we know of in Minecraft. And some people say, oh, it's the phantoms, right? It has to be the phantoms. And I disagree with that because the phantoms are totally different. The phantoms are vertebrates. You can see the spine. So I would really be surprised if it's phantoms. And also phantoms just don't spawn in the end. Now, of course, it could have been that they killed whatever beings these were and brought the elytra to the end. And that's certainly possible because we see evidence of overworld equipment finding its way to the end. And I talked a little bit about that in the Enderman video. Yeah, I think just because the phantom membrane can repair it doesn't mean that it's made of the same material. I think it's evidence in that direction, but it's totally plausible to me that it just happens to repair it and it's not the same. Like phantoms are just totally different. I don't know how else to put it. If you compare the shape of the wings of the elytra and the phantoms themselves, they're just not the same. So I just don't think they're the same. That's really what it boils down to. They just don't look the same. Okay, Nether Queen has fallen out of the world. I am so sorry, Nether. I hope that doesn't happen to me, because it might. You should get more Ender Pearls. Yeah, I can get them kind of whenever I want. That's the nice thing, because there's Endermen everywhere. So I'm actually not too worried about that. All right. It seems to me like I would have found... Whoops. I guess I'll leave that. would have found some sort of end city by now. Remember the elytra used to be repaired with leather? That is true, but the problem with that is we can't take past updates and use them to inform our current lore because things just change so much. That's a really dangerous habit to be getting into. Oh, and look what we found. Because, you know, if we continue with that line of reasoning, then at some point the world was just full of Steves flailing their arms. Are there shops on the SMP? I missed the other streams. Yes, there are shops. So I'll show this probably near the end if I forget. But there is a street called Merchant's Row, basically. And so there's a bunch of people there who all are selling shops. And typically diamonds are the currency that people are using. All right, now is probably a good time to pick up some more ender pearls. I don't have a looting sword, unfortunately. I mean, I have one, I just didn't bring it with me. I will say, it feels very bad to be killing these endermen because I, too, am an enderman. Yes, we are looks like we're going to get an elytra because we've got an in-city. Or, excuse me, in-ship. There we go. Okay. I just want to get a couple more. I don't have, like, feather falling or anything. No slow falling potions. So, I would prefer not to get surprised by these shulkers. Shulkers are weird, too. They're such a strange mob. Probably one of the weirder ones in the game. And so that's what I like about the end. The things you find in the end are just weird. These end cities are weird. These end ships are weird. The Ender Dragon's weird, right? I like that. Indeed, I am going to get some shulker cells. Okay, so people are complaining about the chunks not loading, and that's true. And as I said before, it's because I didn't preload it. Okay, stay out of the way. 1, 2. Oh shoot, 3. All right, I should be good if I stay here. Can you hit these guys with bows? Oh, you can. Well, that's what I should be doing. All right, so I have 4 more seconds of levitation. Okay, that got reset again. Yeah, bows are probably the way to go. I want to be very careful with these. They didn't drop anything, though. Okay. So when I talk about not having the elytra before, this is my first time in survival Minecraft exploring an in-city. My request got rejected. Will I be informed about that? What will happen is, in about a week, a little less, excuse me, what we're going to do is inform everybody who made it, and I'll make an announcement on the server. And basically, if you didn't get informed that you made it, you got rejected. So I'm not going to like actually send out rejection letters because there's just too many. Okay, so I need to get in here. This thing keeps following me. Stop following me. Oh, no. This is not what I wanted to happen. Okay. Whoops. This is so nerve-wracking. Again, it's something I haven't done before. I've never had to fight these shulkers in-game. I feel like in here I should be able to get away with attacking it. Man, no shells yet. Hi, Mushroom. Good to see you here. You can hit the shulker bullet to make it disappear. That is good to know. Thank you for that. Okay, well, now I kind of wish I had that. Oops. I guess I will just hop on up this way. Oh, I think Thief has it. You guys are talking about who has the egg? Thief admitted to having the egg, right? Uh-oh. What's going on here? Come on. Okay, I'm going to need to pearl in here to be safe. Okay, should be safe. So many of these shulkers. And yet no shells are dropping. I gotta make sure not to die here. Okay. Do they have something that blocks? That blocks the arrows? Okay, looks like I'm not gonna die here, but... Oh boy. Iridium's already at the world border? That's like 4,000 blocks out. How did you go that fast? There we go. He's dead. And still no shulker shells. Oh, there is one. Okay. Levitation's going to run out. Finally, I got one. Okay. I was away from a small time. Are there shops on the SMP? Yes, there are. Does Thief keep the egg? Well, Thief can keep the egg if he hides it. I mean, I don't mind if you're the first person to hide it, but you got to hide it somewhere where if somebody finds it, they can have it. They can, like, take it. Oh, wait, is the... I just need to orient myself here. If you know someone's holding the egg, you're allowed to kill them. Are you allowed to kill them? I don't know. Basically, what the rule is going to be is you can't really hold on to the egg. You got to put it somewhere. So, and I don't know how you would know someone is holding the egg. So, the answer to that question is no. Now, again, Thief, if you have it, what you have to do is you got to put it somewhere. Ooh, let's get one of these. I really wish I had slow falling. All right, so that's where I need to go, right, is that in-ship. And I only have 4 pearls left. It's a little bit annoying. But that's okay. I can work with that. And if I need to, I'll just go down and get some more. I need to really kill these shulkers just so I don't get caught off guard. They're making such weird noises. So pearl on down here. Uh-oh, there's an Enderman after me. Whoops. That could have been bad. Okay, where am I? Okay, I'm back at the bottom. So, head back on up. What I really should have done is brought some ladders. So I could make this trip a little bit more easily. But that's okay. Now I can do it this way. Oh, that Enderman's still pissed off at me. Okay, let's see if I can snipe this guy. Okay, if it's going to come back and hit me, then I'm not going to do this. Let's take a dash to the in-ship. Let's do a bridge. This is the safe way to go. What happens if the egg just falls out of the world? That is a good question. What would happen? I don't know. We will see. This is an experiment, as so many things on this server are. I don't know how I would know if we lost the egg. Like, is there any way I could... Any way I could show that we lost it? I don't know. That's why this is fun, because no one really knows. Okay. Well, now I gotta deal with floating for a little bit. We will take this time to take some food. And we should be just about done there. Okay. So we're gonna break in, and we've got our potion of instant healing, potion of health. And I'm going to take this because, you know why, I actually do not have a brewing stand. So that right there is my first brewing stand. Okay, there's that shulker in there. And look what we got. Exactly what we were looking for. Another one of these. Anything useful? I'll go ahead and take all of it, because why not? Protection 4, iron. All right. There we go. This is my first time ever using an elytra in survival. And I just want to look around and make sure there's nothing else over here that I'm missing. Ooh, the dragon head. That is what I wanted, right? And I gotta be very, very careful here. Yes, got it. Okay. Do I want free rockets? I mean, sure, I'll take them. But, alright, so how's this work? You hit control. Ooh, we got an Endermite. Let's, kill him that way. Boom. My chords are kind of far away. 1600, 1900. Honestly, it's probably not worth for you coming here just to give me some rockets, because I can figure that out later. Don't test the elytra when you're surrounded by void, lol. Psh, what's life without a little bit of totally unnecessary risk? I do want to get more of these shulker shells. Alright, we got one there. If I can get down to get it. This levitation is really kind of an interesting thing to deal with. It feels very foreign in terms of Minecraft. And sort of as I was saying earlier, that's what I like about the end, is it feels foreign. It feels different. There's a different set of rules in terms of like the things you see. Can I make that jump? Yes. All right. All right, and we got a follower. Linus Pro has followed. Thank you so much, Linus. Happy to see you. Oops. Oh, no. We are in the... Okay. Now I gotta pay attention. There's a lot going on here. I sure hope I don't die. I think I just gotta do as much damage as I can, and we're gonna fight these guys off. It would be extremely unfortunate to die now. But things are not looking good, are they? I need to get out of there. Oh no, I'm not gonna make it. Okay, how much do we have left? 0? Alright. And I have no ender pearls, so this is going to be tough here. Gotta pay attention. Focus, focus, focus. Focus, focus. Nope, get back, get back. Get back. Focus. Okay. Okay. 2 more. 1 more. Is that it? Is that it? Yes. Okay. That was stressful. Let's see how bad the lag actually is. 15? That's not too bad. But yeah, the chunks are generating. That's the fact. So, okay, so Mushroom has given me a lot of rockets. More rockets than I have space for in my inventory. Okay, do I have an ender chest? No, I don't. Because I don't have anything that's silk touch. So how's it work? You hit control to activate it? I don't know if this is like the right place to be testing it. I do want to kill a few more of these. Whoops. Now, with the elytra, though, actually, if I fall, it shouldn't be a big deal because I can just turn it on. What did he say? Double jump. Jump while in the air. Okay. And I will try that in a minute. I do just want to get some more shulker shells while I have the chance. And so all of this near-death experience isn't for naught. They're so strange. Okay. Alright, so you jump again. Okay, so I'm sort of floating. Interesting. Okay, I know. I am going to try this elytra. Don't worry. I have to... Can I... Can't use the firework while I'm floating. Okay. We're going to see if this works. Wait, is it working? Oh, it is working. Ooh, this is weird. This is weird. Gotta kill my momentum. Ooh. That's cool. Wow. This is fun. Okay, now I see why people like this. Because you can sort of just like glide around. I'm doing my best to like kill my momentum so that I don't run into something and die, because I have seen that kinetic energy death message. Wow, that is really, really neat. Wow. I kind of don't know what else to say, because this is... Whoops. Something I haven't really experienced. Now, I'd like to pick up a few more shulker shells, just because I suspect that these are going to become harder and harder to get as time goes on, kind of as the inn gets explored. However, the inn is going to be... Come on, yes. The inn is going to have the same world border as everything else. So, 8,000 blocks wide, that's kind of a lot. Okay. So they're still trying to pummel me from down there. Who is it? Is there one over here? There is. Got him. Another shulker shell. Wait, why does it have a border? Because the whole world has a border. It's the same border as everything else, though. And the inn is just, like, so barren. I mean, honestly, maybe it's too big of a border. But I just want to, again, try and give everybody an opportunity to get elytra if they want one. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's, yeah, we'll see if it works. Okay, there's, like, the tower where all of the shulkers are. How many arrows do I have? I should have enough. Could try and get some. This Enderman is in the way. Move. 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 I always think it's funny. I already went all the way to the border without hitting a city. That's got to be pretty rare. I don't think cities are that uncommon in my experience. No reason for a border, except there is a big reason for a border. Because if you don't have a border, then the size of the file grows indefinitely. As we have it now, the entire world folder, like, it's not going to really go above like 10 gigabytes or something like that. It's like having no border means the amount, when I have to back up the world, it grows on and on and on, because every chunk that's loaded adds a tiny little bit that it needs to be saved. And so the world border has like many practical applications too, because obviously I don't have infinite space, and if we want to have like real backups of this world, then You know, I'm not going to put a terabyte file every 2 weeks or however often I back it up. All right. I need to kill as many of these as I can. And I think we were doing better than we were last time. Last time we were taking a lot of damage, but every one of these that we kill reduces the amount of these bullets that are going to be fired. Yeah, so it's really more of a practical thing. And again, it's I'm not going. The goal is not to be restrictive. I'm not doing it to artificially restrict you. I'm just doing it because I think that's the best thing from a server management perspective. But yeah, I mean, you know, if it turns out that we just don't have enough equipment, there's not enough shulkers, there's not enough elytra, then we'll figure that out. You know, I want everybody to have an enjoyable experience on this server. All right, have a good one, Husky. It's good to have you around. All right, so I saw that there are some shulker shells somewhere along this wall that I missed. How many do I have now? 9? I mean, I'm building up when probably what I could just do is wait for one of these things to hit me. Get off. Oh, well, there we go. It's just that if I'm relying on this levitation, I gotta make sure not to die and suddenly just, or not to have it run out and then just totally die. You know, as opposed to partially dying. Okay, so this is about as high as we can go, so I should, if I hang out here. Ooh, there's a chest. Alright, I got another one, so let's eat a carrot. Whew. Okay, I actually almost fell there. That was kind of poor management by me. So kill that. Alright, and another one drops, and I need to go down and get that at some point. Retro, any plans for upgrading the server? No. I will upgrade it if, like, we have a more consistent player base. But, like, honestly, most of the time, 5 people are on or less. So there's really no reason for me to upgrade the hardware. Okay, do I want any of these? I mean, they're, like, decent. I'll definitely take some diamonds. Curse of Vanishing. I don't know. It's like, I don't really need that. Might as well leave it around. For posterity. Okay. So, there is a shulker. Okay, I gotta be careful with these types of things in case I do get hit by levitation again, because I think there's must be some shulkers that I missed because I hear them firing. I'm looking around and I'm not seeing any more shells hanging around, so maybe that's it for those for the time being. Oh, it's a slab. Do F3B. I don't know what that does. I can't remember. And the Prodigal Paintbrush has donated $5. You're pretty cool. Well, thank you so much, Prodigal. You are also pretty cool. I appreciate the donation very much. It is, it's very nice. Your generosity does not go unappreciated. Okay. Have a good one, Lemon Dealer. I'll talk to you later. So, I think we've mostly explored this. Just looking around and making sure there's nothing here left to see. MMC, are all the in-cities looted? That is extremely unlikely. Again, it's a huge, it's 8,000 by 8,000. That's a lot of cities. And like people were thinking that all the bastions were looted in the Nether, and that wasn't even close. I didn't even have to go close to the border to find one that wasn't looted. So I think in general people tend to underestimate how big 8,000 blocks squared is. That is a huge area. And even though it doesn't feel like a lot if you're going in one direction, the fact is there's 2 possible directions you can go, right? All right, so I Power Miner says, I signed the forms and I wonder if I'd be accepted, when I could expect to get the SMP member role. We will announce within about a week. About a week. Yeah, so it's squared, right? That's what Surf is trying to say in the chat. And I think that can be hard sometimes to think about. But it's a big difference. Like adding 1,000 blocks of world border adds way more than just 1,000 blocks to explore. Okay, so it looks like it didn't drop anything there. So that's all right. We can... I think that's mostly it for this column. I need to work my way down and hopefully not die. Oh, there's another one of these guys. All right, so it looks like we're levitating again. I can use this to... All right, so he's dead. Wait for this to die on out. So yeah, we will be accepting people within about the week. And how long, like another question is how many are we going to take? Honestly, that's going to depend on how good the applications are. Oh, there's one I missed. Okay. So especially the biggest thing for me is we want to find people we can trust. We want to find people that we want to play with on this server. Excuse me. And people that will respect the rules, people that are going to be good people to play with. It's that simple because, again, there's no protections or anything. And although we can reverse damage, it's much easier if we don't have to deal with that. So the biggest thing that we're looking for is like people, like the easiest way to show that you can be trustworthy is by being active on the server. And if I know who you are, of course, I'm going to take you, right? I know that you would be a good person. I see you, you join the streams, you're like talking. And that's the type of person that I want to take. Now, just because you're not always active doesn't mean you won't get in. And the other thing is what you can do is have a really good application. So we took some people on this server who weren't the most active on the Discord, but we still took them because their application was really good. So that's what I would say is those two things are going to make, give you the best chance of getting in. And it's not designed to be intentionally restrictive. It's just, it goes back to the fact that this is a trust server and we can't just take anybody for no reason. You've got to do something to prove to me that you care about the guidelines, that you care about playing on a server like this. But if you can do that, you have a strong application, you hang out on the Discord a lot, then yeah, we'll take you. All right, Retro, could the Ender Dragon breaking blocks be turned off after like 20 fights? That generates all the end gateways so people can make a main in thy own build. Yeah, I could probably do that. I'm not sure if there's any reason to keep the Ender Dragon breaking on. And Lemon says he joined the server less than a month before the applications. Right. So if you're watching this stream, it's not, this is not meant to be an exclusive club. And if your application is good enough, we'll take you. And so that's sort of what I was trying to say is we're not going to take a set number. We're going to see how many good applications there are. And if your application meets a certain quality threshold, then you'll come in. So we're not trying to meet this quota or anything like that. Okay, I need to go up one so I can start doing that. And Thief is another one, level 0, and he was accepted. So just keep that in mind. If you're not active, the application is very important. Put some effort into that. Think about what you want to say. And don't just do like 2 sentences and say you're done. Okay, we've already been here, it looks like. Because if I see like someone answers the question, they could put like 1 sentence or 2 sentences, it's like, I'm probably going to reject them. It's that simple because you didn't put in the effort to show that you want to work, that you want to be on this server. So hopefully that clears things up. Well, Mushroom, okay. I'm talking mostly about people who I don't know who they are. If I know who you are, then the application is not as important. But if I don't know who you are, you don't have any comments, you have a low level, then the application becomes more important. that was kind of rambling, but hopefully I sort of explained my thinking there. So we're back at the bottom. Let's look around. I think we got all of it. Oh, he's upset. Alright, I gotta kill him too. I always feel so sad killing Endermen. I just like them so much. My favorite mob. For those of you who don't know, I really, really like Endermen. What am I going to get rid of? These purple stairs. Put that down. Retro, stop making me nervous that my app is not good enough. Well, I mean, if you really feel that your app wasn't good enough, you can always submit it again. I've looked at some of the apps. I haven't looked at all the apps, but I feel confident that we're going to get some good people that we're going to add, just from the few that I looked at. So, all right. So we could continue onwards and see if we can find another in-city. Now that Mushroom has given us some rockets. Got to be careful not to die. So we've only been streaming about an hour or so. This elytra is just so cool. We are going to run into the problems of the chunk loading, and because everybody's doing the same thing. How come Fred was so dedicated to being accepted, but now he never plays? I don't know. He kind of just fell off the face of the planet. Maybe he just got busy. But so here's another thing I should point out. We don't kick people off the server. Once you're in, you're in. But basically we'll just add more people. So if it turns out we don't have like a lot of people playing, we'll just add some more people. I mean, I'm not going to take you off. Once you're accepted, unless you make mistakes, I mean, unless like you break the rules, you're not going to get kicked out for inactivity. All right. What do we have here? What does it mean if there's one of those portal-looking teleport things in the Highlands? I don't know. Whew. This is so scary, just jumping into the void. I love it. I love it. I like how Instone looks a little bit like craters on a cheese moon. You know, I hadn't thought about that. But you're totally right. It does, doesn't it? It does look like it's cheese. Like little cheese bubbles, little craters. That's such a funny thing that you notice. Oh, I'm surprised I didn't take any damage. The elytra feels like the type of thing that once you find one, it makes it easier to find more of them because you can fly and quickly search. I have 13 shulker shells. I don't remember how many you need for a shulker box off the top of my head. Hopefully that's enough. I think it's not 16, certainly. 2 per box. Oh, that's more than enough. That's 6 boxes. All right, I need the world to load to know. I probably should just do the safe route and go this way. Okay. IRDM has found an in-city, finally. That's the other thing, is not every in-city has a ship, right? Oops. That was a waste of a rocket. I could have gone further than that. I just don't want to accidentally fall off the end as the world is loading. All right, so we will continue on going. Let's see how close we are to the border. 3,000. Okay, so we're getting a little bit closer. I think probably if I hit the border, what I'll do is I'll skirt along the edge of the border. It's also very nice that there is renewable food in the end. In fact, I'm wondering if you could, I'm sure this is possible, but it's just sort of just now crossing my mind, if you could get trapped in the end. Like if you're out on one of these islands and you couldn't build pickaxes, I guess you could find an end city. That'd be like your one escape. But yeah, okay. Let me get a drink real quick. Hello, You've. You've. I'm sorry. Every time I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Nice to have you here. For those of you who are just joining us, we fought the Ender Dragon. Ender Dragon died very quickly, as expected, and now I'm just sort of exploring the barren wastelands of the End. Ooh. We've? Is that what I said? I have no idea what I said. Now the chunks aren't loading again, probably because I'm generating chunks. You're just going to have to deal with it. That's just how it's going to be for right now. Yeah, I mean, I don't, hopefully, they're not all looted too quickly. Yes, I did find one, and I got my elytra. This is my first time ever using elytra in survival. So, Mushroom came and gave me a bunch of rockets. So, I've been practicing using it in the end, which has been really fun, really interesting. I like how it feels to fly around. I'm going to need to put mending on this, of course, so it doesn't... I don't lose it. But for now, I mean, I still have quite a bit of durability, so I don't think I'm in any danger of running out soon. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the end cities are cool. They're really interesting. But that's kind of all. That's it. That's all there is in the end. It's just such a weird dimension. And I sort of think about, like, if they did something kind of like a Nether update where they totally overhauled it. Retro, why is my GUI scale so big? I don't think it is. I think it's default. Where would that be? Options, video settings, GUI scale auto. So yeah, it is default. That's how you say it, though, I already am, right? Isn't it GUI? I mean, you could say GUI, but yeah, so it is on auto. That is how you say it. I am not crazy here. You do say it GUI. It's gotta be GUI. I can't be the only person who says it that way. Hey, awesome Mario Bros, how you doing? I'm glad to see you, and thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to a live stream. If you're just joining us, we defeated the Ender Dragon, and now I'm sort of exploring the end. Thief says GUI is an acceptable pronunciation. Yes, Thief is right, and I can't. It's gotta be. I don't know. I would be totally shocked if I'm the only person who says it GUI. And there is the world border. So hopefully we don't see any end cities out there. And sometimes I think I'm gonna get hit. GUI versus GUI. GUI is like, boom, you say it. GUI is so slow and so tedious. GUI, GUI, GUI. GUI, GUI, GUI. You know, it's all about efficiency of time while you're speaking. You're no longer allowed to say, you must say GIF. Yes. It's the same type of a thing. It's true, but the thing is, you have a 4-syllable name, IRDM, so you can't speak too much about syllables. I'm actually not going to say how I say that word on stream, because no matter what I say, somebody is going to be upset, considering that GUI is apparently not an acceptable way to say GUI. 4 is a smaller number than 5. That's true, but I'm saying you're 80% of the way there. So you're pretty close. Erdem. Yeah, that's right. Instead of I already am, I'll call you Erdem. Now, see, you guys can, like, rely on the fact that you're speaking in chat. I can't say that word at all, because then I've said it. Oh, come on. I do need to get netherite armor at some point, and that is something I'm going to do soon. My bookstore is pretty close to being done, and I just need to finish my house. Yeah. I've kind of been like taking it slowly on purpose, just so I always have something that I am wanting to do. Kind of helps me not burn out. Ooh, the lemon dealer has made the first definitive statement. Everybody knows it's not Jif though. Interesting perspective. I have no comment one direction or the other. I am totally neutral on this subject. How do you pronounce giraffe, says Thief. Interesting counter-argument. I have nothing to say. Ooh, this is an interesting little formation. I don't know why. Something about this is kind of aesthetic to me. Ooh. Oh, we got one. Okay, cool. Thankfully, it's not 30 blocks in that direction. Doesn't look like we've got a ship. That's okay, though. I just want something else to explore. It is small, isn't it? This is, like, really small. This is about the most pathetic in-city I've ever seen. It's one tower. And, like, it looks kind of cool. I kind of like having the single tower. It's, like, a constructed thing. But, yeah, it's pretty limited. So let's take a look on what's inside, see if there's anything interesting worth taking. I'd feel a little bit worse if this was my first one. Now that I've gotten Elytra, I don't care quite so much. Oh, someone's already been here. Interesting. So now we know that the direction I'm going is a direction that someone else has already been, which probably means I want to... Where would they have come from? Where? 740... I think I'm going to turn 90 degrees this way and go northeast. I don't know. It doesn't matter too much. Again, I don't necessarily need to find another Elytra. I really don't. I'm happy with one. That's all you need. Yes, mushroom. Can you help me with something? I'm kind of busy right now. But what do you need? Oop, that was a waste there. You'll pay me. Well, you gotta tell me what. So you fell into the void. Okay. I have a pearl stasis thing at my base. Can you flick a lever there? But why me? Why can't somebody else do it? When I log on so I get TP'd back. I don't know. Okay. Can you do it, Lee? I'm like in the middle of the end, and I don't want to go back. Is Lee on stream? Can Lee hear what I'm saying? It's just kind of out of my way, especially as I'm streaming right now. It's not that I don't want to do it, but it would kind of like totally change what I'm doing. And Linus Sir Pro is donated $1. I have a question. When will you have merch? By the way, my Discord is Linus503 and Minecraft is realfake_duck. All right, so I'm kind of in the preliminary stages right now of designing / talking with companies about merch. If I had to guess, there's a couple of things. I'm not going to run merch at a loss. So I want to make it so I want there to be, I want it to not be too expensive for you guys, for the people buying it, while at the same time, I don't want to be selling merch that ends up not turning a profit, because then I would be eating that extra cost. So I'm trying to figure that out right now. We need to strike a balance there. It's possible, I'm not going to make any guarantees, but it's possible that we'll have something in place by the end of summer. That would be my tentative thing to say to that. A possibility. There's no, I don't know for sure yet. All right, golf club. You know, I have to find the right merch provider who would be willing to make a golf club. And also, that was kind of like a one-time joke. But I don't know, maybe. I'm thinking more traditional. Sorry, give me one sec. More traditional things like a coffee mug. I definitely want that. That would be pretty cool. Or like a t-shirt. If I could find a way to do it, and this would probably only work for a more specialized company, I would like to get like a little iceberg plush or something like that. And I think that'd be really cute. I don't know if that's like not a typical thing, so it kind of depends on the direction I go. Again, these are all just ideas right now. This is not at all in the development stage yet, or not in the production stage, excuse me. So this could change a lot. Don't take my word as fact right now. All right, we'll hang out here for a little bit. Let chunks load. A plush RGN logo so we can recreate the pet RGN. Yes, when somebody donates or follows me on Twitch, I get that little emoji that shows it petting the logo. I love that that emoji, and I'm not sure who made that. I can't remember who made it, but it's like so funny and so interesting. And I think it would be kind of cool to have a plush RGN logo for that very reason. Now, the weird thing about a plush RGN logo is how can I make it so that I guess I could just make it a box. Never mind. Iceberg plushies with little smiles on them. Exactly. Something like that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just pull the trigger here. And hope that they load in time, and I didn't have enough faith. Whoa. I hope this isn't going to put me in the middle of nowhere. Okay, good. If you made an iceberg plushie, I would buy it the second it comes out. Yes. So that's sort of what I'm saying. There's kind of different ways to go with merch. There's like the more generic things like t-shirts and stuff like that where they basically just print it on, or it could be like a more intimate partnership where the merchandise is designed specifically for me. And that's the one where I think that's really what you want. That's what you want your merch to be unique and interesting, but you don't want it to be too expensive. So there's a lot of things that we're trying to balance here. So I would say just be patient about merch. If you have like suggestions, things that you want to see, by all means tell them. You know, I want to offer things that are of high quality and things that people would want. It's not about making money at all. I don't want to do this for money. It's more about having people, if people want something, they can have it. Like, because I would totally love to have a Retro Gaming Now coffee mug. That's just something I want on my desk, or like a little plush iceberg. Like, those are just like cute things, you know, just to commemorate having a channel. It's like kind of like having that plaque, just something cool to have. Okay, now making this jump would be a bit of a risky one. Can I make it? Okay, someone else has already been here, so I'm probably not going in the right direction. My guess looks like they're going that direction, so if I go 45 degrees here, I should be all right. I recommend sprint jumping and making a hotbar setup to stick to. I don't have enough food to sprint jump. And like the amount of time you gain is really not worth it for me. That's kind of what it boils down to. So, and the hotbar setup, it's fine. I don't know. I mean, I got the important things there. It's not necessarily in the most like efficient scheme, but I've never really like run out of. I've never really like run into serious issues because my hotbar is not set up in the exact way it's supposed to be. All right, I am waiting for these to load. I'm actually kind of wondering if there's nothing there, but I will do some sprint jumping. I mean, you definitely do move faster. It's just I only have 20 carrots left, and unless I want to like slow and break a bunch of these things, these chorus trees. Ooh, the void. The background, the end background has always been kind of interesting to me. Like, why is it this way? I don't really know. Can I have your logo as a background picture? What do you mean by a background picture? Not totally sure. I also have to be careful with like who I allow to use my logo because like that's my brand, you know? I can't have people just doing whatever they want with it. Okay, I am not going to be able to go this direction. Jacket Cat has followed. Thank you so much for the follow, Jacket Cat. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you who are following or watching the stream. A high quality pic because I like it. It's probably in the Discord somewhere. Ugh. It's interesting that it kind of forces the chunks to load when you move into them. But when I'm flying on an Elytra, my first time ever flying an Elytra in survival, it's so risky. And honestly, you know, that's kind of just the way it's going to be right now is there's a lot of people on. In fact, I could choose to head back to spawn because I have my Elytra. It's just if there's anything else I want to find. We're pretty, okay, yeah, we're pretty much directly south of the platform, which is really not where you want to be because people tend to move in cardinal directions. So I'm kind of thinking unless I sort of take an aggressive angle here, I'm not going to find anything that hasn't been plundered yet. Make sure to watch the durability of the Elytra. Yes, thank you. Looks like we're still good for a while. What is that achievement? Levitate 50 blocks from the attacks of a shulker. Huh. Three seconds later, I already fell from a high place. Come on. I know they're standing on something. It's still, like, I can't convince myself to go. If I saw anyone hacking, would I ban them instantly? Yes, you can't hack. I don't know if I'd ban them, but they would definitely get a warning because like that totally breaks the game for everybody else. So I have really not a lot of tolerance for that because you're cheating, you're making the game less fun for everyone else. Grab some endstone and a chorus flower. That's a good idea. All right. I'm not convinced that these chunks are going to load easily. So maybe I should just start collecting some equipment and heading on out. Press F3A to reload chunks. That sort of does it. I think if it's a server-side problem, which is what it really is, there's just too much going on. Yeah, 13.71. There's just, it can't keep up with all these people generating chunks. I'm not too worried about it. It's just how it happens to be right now. All right, so I'm going to head back in this direction. We will not continue to push. We're at 13 TPS. And as I said before, people start to complain at 13. I think 13, 14, that kind of range is when it starts to become noticeably laggy and people start saying, oh, it's so laggy. And that's definitely what I'm experiencing right now. It's almost never actually at 20 TPS. It almost always runs at least a little bit behind. But yeah, that's where it's supposed to be. If the server was keeping up totally, it would be 20 ticks per second. Oh, that was almost a big mistake. Whew, okay. We're alive, though. Chorus flower. Yeah, I should pick up some instone for sure. How do I get the flower, though? Do I have to break it from up here? Ah, there we go. Okay. So what am I going to dump? Do you host the server on my computer or is it another host? It is another host. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Really, it just... It makes it... It's less stress for me having it on my computer than having someone else do with it, because then you get like the customer support and all of that type of stuff. And the other thing is I can choose where to put it. So I put it in a place that's supposed to be pretty close, because half of my viewers are from the United States. So I put it in Dallas, which is kind of roughly the center of the United States. So hopefully for most of the people that live there, it will be, like, hopefully not too far away. Now, obviously, we have people from all over playing, but I kind of just wanted to pick somewhere that's roughly the average position. I guess we'll get rid of these. Oh, I've already got Instone stack. What's up? What's up, Enderman? I hear ya. What's up? Yeah, and the thing is, there's no perfect solution. It's just like, what time are we going to fight the Ender Dragon? We have people from Europe, we have people from North America, South America, Asia. It's like all around the world, somebody's playing. So it's a balancing act, right? And so you sort of have to say, well, what's the average position that's going to work for people? If half of the viewers are in the United States, then it has to work for them, or else they miss out on half of my viewership. And then if maybe a quarter of them are from Europe, I want to also make sure it works for Europe too. And so that's why I picked the time that I did. So it's kind of like, if you're in the US, it's morning. And if you're in Europe, it's evening later. And I think that works pretty well. The only problem is if you're like in Asia, it doesn't necessarily work. It's really late at night. So... yeah, and then that's another thing why I'm always make sure to keep updating Modern Gaming later. Wait, I just heard a cave sound. Can you hear a cave sound in the end? That's crazy. I did not know that existed. That's the first time I noticed that. Very cool. But yeah, anyways, we just need to strike as much of a balance as possible. Just because, you know... what was I talking about? I was talking about Modern Gaming later. Yes, that's why I put all those there. So if you happen to miss it, we can put it. The cave sound was just Ermi breathing really hard while standing right behind you. Don't scare me like that. Ugh. Few things creepier than Ermi just suddenly spawning behind me. And he's like, you are sus. And I'm like, no, I'm not sus. But Ermi, he's convinced that I'm sus. He's so convinced that there's nothing I can do. The interpearl stasis chamber would have worked if the server wasn't paper. I don't even know what the interpearl stasis chamber is. I have no idea what that is. Is it like savior teleportation kind of? I mean, yeah, and I've been said before, it's paper. It patches out a lot of bugs. We've had this discussion before, and I'm not going to re-enable bugs. That just doesn't feel right to me. It holds the interpearl in the water so it doesn't activate. I mean, maybe it's not a bug, but it's like, it's in that direction. So, again, it's paper. I'm not going to like tweak with the settings that much just to enable all these things, because I just don't have time to debug it if it ends up breaking something else. So that's just what it is. The stasis chamber still works, just interdimensional use got patched. Honestly, the first time I heard of stasis chambers was just a few days ago. I had no idea that they existed. All right, we're going to do our first challenging... Uh-oh. Whew. Okay, well, that didn't work. It's a good thing I have some spare rockets. All right, so I think we've kind of seen what we're going to see in the inn for right now. I think it makes sense to head back. If we knew all the things paper patch that would be better. Not that you need to find that out. I mean, I can post the configs if you want. I probably should do that. Spawn. Okay, so I'll head back to spawn. And there was something I was going to show somebody at spawn. Oh, the merchants. Yeah, so I'll show you those. So this is the spawn for those of you who haven't seen. And there's just a bunch of different stores, so people are selling stuff. And there's You Are Sus right there. So we got some people selling some lapis, and it goes sort of around. Don't hate on paper. Paper patches a lot of bugs servers like 2B2T would not be able to run or else. I think kind of how I interpret paper is it's optimizing it for multiplayer. I don't know a whole lot about how exactly it works, but oh no. All right, I just need to move so that this creeper doesn't blow up somebody else's stuff. Okay. Sorry about that. Kind of had a surprise. Okay. Paper's pretty optimized, but the deads have a major god complex like they know how the game should be. Yeah, whatever. I mean, honestly, I just don't have time to get into all those weeds and all those little details. That's kind of what it boils down to. Like, I could go through and figure out, okay, do I want TNT duping? Do I want bedrock breaking? There's all these little things, but honestly, it's just easier to say, these are the defaults, that's how it's going to be. All right, so... yeah, so I was sort of showing, there's basically a bunch of areas where people have shops, if you didn't see that. And then there's... that. Looks like a new grain silo by IRDM. All right, for the first time, we're going to fly back to my base. And see if the server can keep up. It may not be able to. We fly over the town of Stonewell. Whoop. No, this flying is probably not going to go super well. But there's a lot of stuff going on in Stonewell. So maybe once we get past that. What I should be doing is heading diagonally. That's the faster route. Maybe I should do that. Wow, you can go a long ways, can't you? I love how this server works. It's like Hermitcraft, and I love Hermitcraft. Yeah, that was kind of the goal. I want it to be very free. There are a few things I hate more than plugin protections. Or like, not plugin protections, spawn claiming, like claiming, that type of thing. Where you have to like use the golden shovel and say, okay, this is my land, and it like restricts other people from using it. It's just so artificial. I just don't like that at all. And so I wanted a server that doesn't have that. And you know, the disadvantage is you have to whitelist people. It's more work to get the right people, but I think it's more fun when you're on there. I think I need to go west. This is about the right coordinates. There's something out here. Somebody's mob farm. What is this thing? I actually do have that plugin. That's the same plugin as the player heads. It's just not activated. So that does exist. But yeah, so if you're just joining, join the Discord and be active, have a good application, and I'm looking forward to accepting a lot of you. Oh, I love how you can just glide. So cool, although I have to kill my momentum a lot here. Just to allow these chunks to load. Okay, west, right? I'm going west. I only have a rough sense of where I am. I could be going in the wrong direction. I think west is where I want to go, though. Yeah, I think we're going to run into the path pretty soon. Because it's a spruce forest. Whoops. I love how you can just use this to, like, escape. Ooh, a shipwreck. I don't know. I don't think I'm prepared to get this right now. I'm gonna have to come back. Opinion on the Luxembourg Civil War of 1846. I can't talk about politics, and that could be construed as politics. Did they even have a civil war? I don't know anything about the history of Luxembourg. I am totally sorry about that. All right, so for those of you who haven't seen, this is my base. It is totally incomplete. And every stream, every live stream I say I'm going to fix it, and I'm going to finish building it. And every live stream so far has been a lie. Whoop. So I apologize about that, but it's going to be just as bad as it was the first time. Now, what I do want to do is... Yeah, I thought that was just a joke. Yeah, I know. But sometimes people are serious. They ask me about these historical events that I don't know anything about. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I just don't know. First thing is, okay. I'm going to make an end chest for right now. Not an ender chest, but an end chest. Nope, you. A place to put my end stuff. Put that there. 1, 2. And I will just sort of dump my random end stuff in here. Stuff I found in the end. And I will, of course, sort all of this out eventually. Dragon head. My brewing stand. Put that there. Yeah, I'll go through and sort all this out. This is a totally unsorted mess currently. Linus says, I've subscribed since your 3 video or something like that. Like, way back, like 8 years ago. You're one of the true OGs. If that's true, that's so cool. I love meeting people who have been around for a long time, because most people joined once I started doing my Minecraft Iceberg and lore and stuff like that. But my channel has actually been in existence for a long time. Ingots. Put that in there. What was I going to do? I was going to put mending on my elytra before I forget. Ooh, yeah, run out. That is something I definitely want to do now. All right. And then a shulker box. How do you make a shulker box? Oh, that's it? That's pretty easy. So we're going to make one of those. Yet another thing I have not done in survival Minecraft. So you guys are seeing the first for a lot of things from me. So you put it down and you can put stuff in it. It's so cool, that animation. I love it. And yeah, there we go. All right. yeah, I'm actually not sure there's a whole lot left to do. We found our elytra. We did some end exploration. We fought and we killed the dragon. I would say this is a pretty successful stream. I had a bunch of fun playing with all of you guys on the server. So I think I'm probably going to go ahead and end the stream now. This has been Retro Gaming Now, playing survival multiplayer SMP, the Retro Gaming Now server. Feel free to apply. In fact, I encourage you to apply. And thank you so much for all of you who watched, all of you who donated, and all of you who followed. I will see you all in the next episode. Have a great day.